Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Channel Shot of Moses. I'm your host Moses, and today we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Super Part 4, the Tournament of Power arc. Now, the elephant in the room is, Part 3 is clearly not out. And the reason is, I couldn't do it. I'm just going to be very honest with you guys. You guys really seem to like Part 3, which is the Goku Black arc, and I truly cannot understand why. Two Xenos, time paradox. That was always an option. What? Trunks became a spirit bomb and his sword is no. I'm done. God damn it! Why do I watch this anime? Now, I haven't really done much Dragon Ball content since then, which is kind of a shame. We've had a lot of Dragon Ball news. We've had a lot of stuff with the manga going on, and I'm catching up. I read the Moro arc, which I really loved. So I didn't want to keep leaving everything on the back burner because I didn't finish Part 3. Now, I will finish Part 3 eventually, just not now, and it won't be my next video. Because, like I said, I want to review the Moro arc. First arc in Super that I think is good from start to finish. And then, also, the movie's coming out soon, and I really want to review that dumpster fire when it happens. So, let's get into the Tournament of Power arc, and forget about the Goku Black arc for now. So, right off the bat, I am hit in the face with the reminder of the remnants of the Dragon Ball Goku Black arc. And that's because we have two Xenos now, and we have to accommodate the second Xeno. Why are there two Xenos? So the Grand Minister tells Goku, Whis, and Beerus to gather up 3 fighters total to do a quick expedition match before the Tournament of Power. That way the new Xeno can kind of witness a tournament and see what he's getting himself into here. And they do just that. Goku gets Buu and Gohan to help fight in this 3-on-3 expedition match. What's really interesting to me is that he went and grabbed Buu, knowing that Buu has been asleep for the entire series. Which, if you haven't seen any of my videos before, I hate that Buu's asleep. Buu, to me, is one of the most interesting concepts in Super, and I'm really glad Moro kind of touches in on that. But I digress. They have their 3 fighters, and they're going up against Universe 9. And Universe 9, the 3 fighters they have are all wolf, hybrid, humanoid enemies. And this is one of the first times I can say that Dragon Ball Super looks really nice. The animation is a bit more consistent. It's a lot more vibrant, it's a lot more colorful. The choreography with the fighting is good. They're not just using a lot of still images that they use in the other one, or things don't look rushed. It's crazy. I'm not sure if they were having their A team focus on this stuff while the B team was focusing on the fillers, but whatever they're doing, I really like it. But at the same time, the animation kind of falls into that whole trope of Dragon Ball Z having 2 good episodes and then 1 kind of really bad looking episode. I don't know why they've done it. They've done it since 1989. If you look back after like every 3rd episode, there's a really bad looking janky drawn episode. And Super's still doing it, but at least we get those 2 good episodes in between. So with the Grand Minister explaining everything to our heroes about what's going to happen before the Tournament of Power, they're now teleported before the 2 Xenoses in front of a giant arena, being watched by all the gods of destruction and the Supreme Kais and their respective angels. And I have to say, it was really nice to see a lot of the designs. Some of the designs were hidden, some of them were pretty far away from it, but for the most part, I really like the fact that I got to see more of the other universes. That's one of the few things Super's really done right throughout the series, is kind of give us a glimpse of each and every universe and what's gonna come, and giving us a short-term goal while giving us something to look forward to in the future. It's one of the things that Super has actually done pretty well. Now, the first one up to fight is Majin Buu, and he's fighting someone named Basil, who specializes in kicks. Like I said, wolf-like creature, humanoid body. And I gotta tell you, this fight is really entertaining. I love Buu. I love watching Buu. Buu is just a good time overall. I know if he's going to be fighting something, he's going to do something that's going to make me laugh. And this fight was really no exception. The only critique I really had with this fight, because it's by no means the most cinematic or the biggest and baddest fight of the tournament, but my critique is everyone already knows, like the audience already knows what Buu does. But since the people that are spectating in the show don't, they have to kind of extend it out and make it feel a bit more dramatic than it really needs to be. So when Boo is damaged and they're all surprised by, oh my god, he's invulnerable, and oh my god, he got a hole in his stomach and he's coming back to life. Like, things like that I didn't really care about because I already know it, but I get it. I kind of wish they just made the fight a little bit shorter, cut out some of that fluff. But once Mr. Satan gets injured, and Boo sees it, and Boo goes, like, serious, it gets real fun. Everything about this fight is fun. It's barely an episode long. I have no notes. And then up next is Gohan versus Lavender. Now, Lavender uses poison to attack. And this fight was a little interesting. And Goku even said it was the perfect exercise for Gohan to kind of get his senses back. His fighting senses, anyway. So when Gohan gets poisoned, and the poison is infecting his eyes and he can't see, Gohan has to use his other senses to fight. Which I thought was fine. I thought it was interesting. Gohan was pretty smart. He used his Super Saiyan light as kind of a radar to see where the light was reflecting off of Basil's or Lavender's energy to find him. That's how he could fight him. I mean, Super makes stuff up. I'm not really going to question it too much. If I poke holes in a Dragon Ball Z fight or a Dragon Ball fight, then, I mean, I'll be here all day. Either way, I thought it was a fun fight. The animation, like I said, the animation in this fight was actually pretty good too. Gohan going Super Saiyan on purpose was good too. So there's a lot of things to like about this fight for Gohan fans. Almost like a return to form, almost. Because I don't think he went Super Saiyan 2 in the fight. He powered up a bit more as Super Saiyan, but kind of hard to tell with Gohan. Either way, Gohan uses wits in this fight. And one of the things that Dragon Ball Super is really trying to nail into the audience's heads is that fighting techniques and being smart really matters, which I've made multiple videos kind of refuting that, because Dragon Ball Z has never been about fighting techniques. Sure, you can make the argument for like Ginyu and maybe like other one-off situations, but for the other 360 episodes, I don't care what your technique is. If your power isn't strong enough, you're not gonna win. But Super kind of is really trying to do away with that and make fighting techniques matter a bit more, which I resign to just accept at this point. I resign to accept that things like that can happen in Super. I just think it happens a little bit too much and it's a bit too more convenient for my taste, but we'll talk about more of that later in the video. Either way, this fight is pretty even with a good back and forth between both sides. Both sides momentarily getting the upper hand. It seemed like Gohan was stronger, but the poison started to infect his body a bit more, and Gohan eventually has to do something drastic. To a suicidal dive bomb and destroying the stage and knocking out Lavender, but also Gohan collapsing after due to the poison and the impact of the attack. So that one ends in a draw. So now we have Universe 7 with 1 win and 1 draw, leaving everything up to their last champion. And then we have the last fight, Goku versus the leader of the Trio Daggers, the Wolf Clan. You see, something interesting happens before the Bergamo and Goku fight. The Grand Counselors and the Xenos explain why the tournament power is happening in the first place. And they're explaining that all the powers of the universes are far too low. So they're saying they all need to be eliminated. And everyone thinks that this is all completely Goku's idea. So every universe hates Universe 7 and thus hates Goku. And they think he's cocky, they think he's callous, they think he doesn't care. And to be fair, he kind of doesn't. He's just really excited to fight the other universes and doesn't really seem to grasp the seriousness of his situation. Now, we find out later that this isn't really the case, but we'll get to that later. But for now, everyone hates Universe 7, everyone hates Goku. And Bergamo says, if I beat Goku, can we eliminate the Tournament of Power? Can we not have it? Can we just go back to the status quo? And they accept that, but then Goku has to not hold back. They tell Goku that if they think he's holding back, they're going to destroy all the other universes anyway. So Goku has to fight to his heart's content. And what happens? Goku wins. Really easily. I don't think that a lot of anime can do fights where a giant person's fighting a small person and it's choreographed really well. Because every time Goku attacks Bergamo, he grows bigger and reflects energy back. So Goku constantly attacks him So Bergamo goes bigger, so now at that point it's like punching a fly. So Goku wins pretty easily. This is honestly the worst fight of the three. I don't like it. I don't really think it's that interesting. I don't think it's that engaging. And to be honest, I think it's pretty scripted that Goku was going to win that fight pretty handily anyway. But after Goku beats Bergamo, something interesting happens. A mysterious hooded figure is with Universe 11 and jumps down and challenges Goku to a one-on-one duel. And I really actually kind of like the subtlety of this entrance because it kind of doesn't make any sense why he's there at the moment, because he's not a God of Destruction and he's not a Kai. But we'll get to that much later. But for now, just know there's a cloaked figure, big guy. His design is interesting. And like I said, he wants to fight Goku and everyone allows it. So he does. He calls Goku evil. He is Universe 11's symbol of justice. And Goku, of course, never turning down a fight, accepts. And this is the end fight of the real tournament arc. It's the 4th round of the 3-round tournament. And this fight is good. I don't think it's like anything super special, but it's a good fight. It's choreographed well, the music as well, and I actually like the animation in the fight. It has stakes and it kind of ends in a draw where you don't really know who's stronger. And then as the fight is over, as the fight's ending, the Grand Counselor says, let's end the fight here. That way we have something to look forward to in the Tournament of Power. And the really cool thing about the fight is that he says he's not the strongest person in Universe 11, he's the second. So it gives you something more to look forward to. So the Grand Counselor tells them to prepare for the next Tournament of Power, and they have 40 hours to gather their teams of 10 members each, because this is going to be a battle royale. It's going to be a huge tournament ring where there's going to be 10 people from each universe fighting it out. And the one with the most people standing at the end of the tournament is the winner. So this is pretty unique because Dragon Ball Super, and actually the Dragon Ball series for the most part, has been going into this rut of, well, let's just end the arc with a tournament. So this is really the first mix-up to a tournament that we've seen in a while. The stakes aren't necessarily higher, but the structure is different. So it became more interesting to watch. Now, the next few episodes that's going to happen before the Tournament of Power is effectively a recruitment arc. Goku's going to go around Earth looking for all the Z fighters, seeing who he thinks is the best people to handle on his team. And I'm going to go through just a few of these. And let's start with my favorite one, Vegeta. Vegeta says, I'm not participating. As much as he wants to, he knows that Bulma's pregnant, and Bulma will kill him if he leaves to fight a tournament and misses the birth of his son or daughter. But what does Whis do? Whis magics the baby out of Bulma and says, well, you're good now, right? It's probably not even that funny. I just think it's hilarious. So Vegeta's good. Then we have Krillin. And I'm going to be very honest with you. I get that Krillin is the strongest human at this point. I'm pretty sure that's still true. And I get they don't have a lot of options. I'm not even mad that Krillin's on the team. To be honest, I'm not. I think he's underutilized the entire series, as is everyone that's not a Saiyan. I hate how they made Krillin seem more useful. I've talked about this in my other Dragon Ball Z videos, is that establishing the lore of Super shouldn't come at the discrediting Dragon Ball Z. For instance, Goku tells Krillin that let's have a sparring match between you and Gohan so we can see who's gonna win, and so you guys can like start practicing. And then Krillin beats Gohan. He uses his brain, which was cool, but he kicks him out of bounds in their makeshift arena. He shouldn't have had enough force to kick Gohan anywhere. Tell me a world where someone bets on Krillin and they come out a millionaire, because anyone with a brain should have picked Gohan. Gohan could have been comatose and I would have bet that he would have won. But no. Gohan loses. Yeah, Krillin used his brain. Yeah, Krillin blinded Gohan. And then to make it somehow worse, he matches Goku in a Super Saiyan fight, Super Saiyan Kamehameha fight. And then Goku has to go blue to beat him. This infuriates me. Every time Super does something good and takes 2 steps forward, takes like 20 steps back. Krillin is not this strong. He's the guy that Recoome uses a football.
What do you think about adding Goten and Trunks to the team? They seem to have extensive latent abilities.
Nah, that's not gonna work. Those boys are still too green.
Okay, in that case, what about Master Roshi?
What? What the fuck? Are you because they're too predictable? Straightforward moves? That is the... You want to know what's predictable? That's predictable. Goku saw those kids fight Super Buu. Now you tell me, in what way was that fight any kind of predictable? They made kamikaze spirit bombs. But nope, I guess everyone would have saw that coming. It's way too predictable for the Tournament of Power. See this? Too predictable. Oh no, what's gonna happen here? No, wow, saw that coming. Way too predictable. All this stuff is too predictable. Yep, none of this looks any kinds of useful in the upcoming tournament. And let's not forget, this happened a year ago in the Super Universe. But I digress. Let's move on. Now, while this is happening, other universes have other characters showing their recruitment and all their development happening with some of their characters. But to be honest, I didn't really want to include a lot of those in this video because we're going to go over a lot of those characters in the Tournament Power arc. And to be honest, some of it felt really filler-ish outside of Universe 6 with, Kefla and Kaba and the other Saiyans. The other ones we'll get more into. Now, after all the people are recruited onto the team, something funny happens after Gohan's 24 hours of training, where he asks his dad, Goku of course, to train him and to fight a 2-on-2 match with Piccolo and Gohan versus Tien and Goku. And that matchup sounds so hilarious because, again, if you've seen Dragon Ball Z, you might just be wondering, why is Tien even there? And in this fight, it's kind of interesting, but Gohan punches Tien and Tien isn't immediately dead. Which I'm sure Gohan was holding back, but still, why is this fight even happening? And once Gohan proves himself, his strength is enough to meet the qualifications of Goku's satisfaction, Goku, or at least Gohan, is not satisfied himself. So he asks Goku to fight him one-on-one, which Gohan goes into Mystic form and Goku goes into Super Saiyan 2. And they're fighting and they're sparring and it looks even. And again, I can't stop saying it, power levels matter. Gohan's Mystic is stronger than Super Saiyan 3. I actually have a video on that same concept, that Gohan is, at the end of Z anyway, stronger than Goku, which is at Super Saiyan 3. So Gohan fighting Goku, where it's an even match at Super Saiyan 2, seems insulting, and it seems, sometimes I wonder why I'm watching this show. But anyway, Gohan is asking Goku to fight him at full strength. So Goku goes Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken and essentially one-shots Gohan, which leaves Gohan smiling as he fades into unconsciousness. If I ignore the power level aspect of this fight, which I shouldn't, but if I ignore it, it's actually a fun fight. It's a fun fight because it shows Gohan's motivation, shows that Gohan's getting his fighting sense back, shows that Gohan's taking fighting seriously, realizing that this is not really a lax time or should never really forget that dangers erupt in the Dragon Ball Z universe every 3 years. So I did like it because Gohan became serious. I liked the animation. I liked the choreography. Super has really good choreography with its fighting in a way that Dragon Ball Z really didn't, in a way that's more reminiscent of Dragon Ball. And I've said before in other videos, this show feels like a love letter to Dragon Ball without taking account what happened in Dragon Ball Z. That's kind of the way I see Super. Something else happens that I've talked about in this video series a few times, is that Boo keeps falling asleep. And what happens right before the tournament's about to start? Boo falls asleep. So now you don't have Boo, who is effectively your third strongest person. So now they have to go and get Frieza and make a deal so he can be alive for a day again, kind of like what happened with Goku, so he can participate in the tournament. And the deal is, if they win the tournament, they'll wish him back to life. And honestly, the confrontation between Frieza and Goku is actually really awesome. As much as I hate why he's here, I really like this little power play that Goku and Frieza keep going back and forth and doing.
おや失礼手が滑ってしまいました
なら仕方ねえな悪いオラも手が滑っちまった
While they're trying to thwart Universe 9 interfering and trying to cheat their way into this tournament of power. It was really nice. Well, that is it for this video. My next video, it might be 2 more videos actually. I kind of forgot how much really happened before the Tournament of Power, and I didn't want to leave any of that stuff out because I felt that the context for it was pretty important for what we're going to see down the road. So don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll have the next video hopefully out next week. Thanks, guys.